What is at stake in this legislation? I have the privilege of joining me with Republican Congressman Michael Cloud. You're on some very important committees, House Appropriations, that's one of the biggest here, obviously Oversight and the DOJ subcommittee. So you've been really involved in a lot of aspects of this legislation. Tell me about where we're at right now in terms of getting this done.
Sure. The good news is we're all working in good faith to get where we need to go. The bad news is, at least for the moment, we still have some work to do. And if you could go back to yesterday, kind of walk through the day, President Trump came, awesome meeting, came in, brought the leadership that really needed, put some guide rails on where the discussion should have gone at that point, basically came in and said we need to leave SALT on where it is and move on. That's an issue that had become divisive across the nation. And what we needed to do on the Medicaid side was really focus on the waste, fraud, and abuse. And so yesterday, however, what we saw is throughout the day, the Speaker's staff spent the better part of the day working on the SALT issue, and then about midnight, we finally start working on the waste, fraud, and abuse on the Medicaid side issue. And so there's still some work to be done on that to make sure that we get to where the President was talking about yesterday. We're still working on that, and hopefully we'll get there really soon.
You're fully on board with this?
I'm on board with where we need to go in passing the President's agenda. We all are. We want to see it happen. We know that the American people spoke loud and clear that's where we need to go. But we need to make sure that there's a couple things in the bill still that would not be good for the American people.
What are those? Talk to me about those.
Well, specifically what the President talked about yesterday, the waste, fraud, and abuse on the Medicaid side. There's basically a money laundering scheme that states use to really take taxpayer dollars and kind of undermine the taxpayers. What that would do in its current plan is put us on a path toward universal Medicaid if we don't de-incentivize that. So we got to be careful about how we do this. It's worth us taking the time to get it right. This is a unique opportunity. We all knew it coming into this point. This is our unique opportunity with a transformative president and his leadership to really bring the change we need to see in Washington, D.C. And so we can't, just out of expediency, although we have to get it done soon, but if it takes an extra day to get it right, it's important that we get it right because this is a very unique moment in history.
Congressman, are you in the camp right now? Several of your colleagues have indicated that obviously the Memorial Day deadline they believe to be a bit arbitrary at this point, to take a couple more days and get this done the right way. Is that where you're at right now?
Certainly. Memorial Day is a goal. It's a good goal. It's important to set a goal, but it's also a self-imposed goal. And so, there's some, obviously people do have plans for being in the district, or, some people want to go on a Codell, but that's really secondary to what we need to get done. And if it means staying here through the weekend to get it done, kind of changing our plans, then that's what we need to do to make sure we get this win.
If the Speaker puts this bill on the floor and there are not those changes, what's your level of confidence about it passing this evening?
Again, we still have work to do. Yesterday, again, the Speaker's staff spent all day negotiating on SALT, even though the President said that's not what we need to be working on for the day. And then we just past midnight finally started working on the waste, fraud, and abuse part. And so we're still working on the waste, fraud, and abuse part. Once we can get that squared away within the guidelines of what the President talked about yesterday, we'll be good to go. And so we're getting really close, and we're still optimistic about getting this done.
Congressman, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much for your